Greetings to all you fine folks out there. So, Dragonflight. We got a sweet new cinematic and our analysis of it continues with today's video, where we'll focus on a mysterious main Watcher character, as it looks like he seems to be in charge of Tyrhold during the War of the Ancients. It is he that deactivates the beacon of Dragon Isles that shroud them in mists so that they couldn't be found for over 10,000 years, including by the dragons themselves. When we later see him in present day, he is in a state of ruin, missing a part of his head and most notably his right arm. The first thing that came to many people's minds is that this is in fact the Titan Keeper Tyr that wasn't seen ever before in World of Warcraft. This was one of my own first thoughts as well, and the deep dive seemed to vaguely confirm this, as when they talked about Tyr they kept showing this dude at the same time, leading many to assume that it is Titan Keeper Tyr. However, later, after the deep dive was finished and after I was rewinding the lore of Tyr in my head, I have come to realize that there is no logical way that this could be Tyr. And that will be clear to you when I explain some lore about Tyr first. So, a long time ago, even before the War of the Ancients, proto-dragons roamed the world. The biggest of these was Galakrond, who was the biggest and the baddest of them all. He was so bad that he even ate other proto-dragons for breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, snacks, whatever. He became such a big problem that the proto-dragons united, and together with a Titan Keeper called Tyr, they managed to beat Galakrond. But during the fight, Tyr lost his hand because, well, Galakrond bit it off. After this victory, Tyr and the other keepers, besides Odin, who got pissy and went off into the skies with his part of Ulduar, that's a story for another time, the Titan Keepers and Tyr asked the Titans to bless these proto-dragons, turning them into the dragons we know and love today. The 5 who helped Tyr during the fight would go on to become the famous dragon aspects. Eventually, sometime later, bad stuff would happen in Ulduar. See, Ulduar was a prison for Yogg-Saron, and one of these Titan Keepers, Loken, was in charge of keeping this prison a prison for Yogg-Saron, but he would get corrupted by Yogg-Saron. A huge war would erupt in Storm Peaks that would end with Tyr stealing the so-called Discs of Norgannon that were a record of history of Azeroth as it was happening, in hope that he would find out the extent of Loken's corruption and evil doings. When Loken discovered this theft, he sent 2 Cathraxi after Tyr, who found him in what we know today as Tirisfal Glades. As you can assume from the name, Tirisfal, this is where Tyr died. He managed to kill one of the Cathraxi, called Zakaj the Corruptor, but the other Cathraxi, Kithix, managed to run away, but he would later die where Zulaman now stands. As you could hear from the story, Tyr lost his hand long before War of the Ancients and died in Tirisfal Glades. As such, it would make no sense that he would be in Dragon Isles during the War of the Ancients with his specifically right arm being shown activating the whole engine that shut off the beacon. Whoever this is, it is definitely not Tyr. There is only one way that comes to mind as to how that could be Tyr, but I find it highly unlikely. There was a myth on Azeroth that Galakrond is the progenitor of all dragonkind. This is actually false, but was a myth that the dragon aspects encouraged so that they could keep the truth of Galakrond from other dragons. So if the dragon aspects lied about that, maybe all we know about Tyr could be a myth. I really do not think they will go down this route with the story, but it is a possibility to keep in mind. For now, I am 99% sure that this isn't Tyr. Who it is, well, I guess we will figure out when the expansion comes out. Thank you very much for watching this video, subscribe if you wanna see more videos like this, and feel free to leave your own theories and or questions in the comment section below. See you in the next one, peace.